Hello dear students, let's take one example of equation. What is called equation? We know that equality of any two statement is called an equation. So let's take one example. Suppose you have got two friends. The name of two friends, let's suppose as Ram and Sam. So let us say Ram has got 10 rupees more than Sam. So let's suppose the money with Ram is Y, and Sam has got 10 rupees more than Ram. So we can say Sam has got 10 rupees more than Ram. 10 rupees more than Ram. So the money with Sam, let us suppose as X, and the money with Ram is, we have supposed Y. So X is equal to Y plus 10. So the first statement is the money with Sam, which we have supposed X, and we have supposed that Sam has got 10 rupees more than Ram. So we can, the money with Ram we have supposed Y. So according to the example, so Sam has got 10 rupees more than Ram. So if we suppose the money with Sam as X and the money with Ram as Y, then we get a relation between the money with Ram and Sam. So the money with Sam is 10 rupees more than the money with Ram. So dear students, now we can see that we have got the equality of two statements. The money with Sam and the money with Ram. We have compared the money with two friends, Ram and Sam. So the equality of any two statement. Supposing the statement of the left hand side is the money with Sam, and the statement of the second side is the money with the statement of the right hand side is the money with Sam compared with the money with Ram. So after analyzing, after studying the relation between the money with Ram and Sam, we get a statement, and the equality between two statements we have found X is equal to Y plus 10. So dear students, the concept of equation is very simple. If we have got two statements and if we have got the relation of equality, that means if two statements are equal, then we can say that in terms of mathematics we can say equation. So equation is nothing, it is simply the relation between two quantities if they have got the relation of equality. So there must be the equality, the relation of equality between two statements, then we can say that okay, it is an equation. So dear students, now we are going to discuss what is called quadratic equation. So dear students, if an equation can be expressed as the product of linear factors, so let's suppose the two linear factors of an algebraic expression is x plus 2 and x plus 3, which is the product is equal to 0. So if an algebraic expression can be expressed as the product of two factors, then we can say the equation is quadratic equation. So we can define quadratic equation in some other way also. So after taking the product, we get x squared plus 5x plus 6. So x squared plus 5x plus 6, x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 is the product of two linear factors x plus 2 and x plus 3. So if we can express any algebraic expression as the product of two linear factors, then the equation is called quadratic equation. So the same concept we can take by, we can define in this way also. An equation of second degree. An equation of second degree is called quadratic equation. So this means x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So in this equation, the highest power of the variable is 2. We know that the highest power of the variable in an equation is called degree of the equation. So just by looking at the degree of the equation, we can say that whether the equation is quadratic equation or it is a linear equation. So this means the second part, let's say 5x plus 6. The first part, the degree of the first term is 2. So suppose if we exclude the first term, then the equation will be 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So this means if the degree of any equation, or we can say the highest power of the variable in any equation is 1, then it is known as linear equation. So this is if the first term is excluded, then 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. It is known as linear equation, an equation in which the degree is equal to 1, or we can say if the highest power of the variable in an equation is 1, then we can say that it is a linear equation. So this is, now let's define what is called quadratic equation. An equation which can be expressed in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Exactly, we have got x square plus 5x plus 6 is 0 in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this is a is the coefficient of x square, we can say numerical coefficient. So x square is also coefficient of a is coefficient of x square. X square is known as literal coefficient and a is known as the numerical coefficient. So this is a, b, c. A is the numerical coefficient of first term, or we can say a is the numerical coefficient of x square, b is the numerical coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. So this is the numerical coefficient of first term, or we can say the coefficient of x square should not be equal to 0. Why? Because if the value of a is 0, then we will not get equation of second degree, we will get simply bx plus c is equal to 0. So what is the criteria? We have to keep always in the mind. The criteria for quadratic equation is the coefficient of x squared, that means a, should not be equal to 0. If the coefficient of a is given 0, then the equation will change in terms of linear equation. So this we must keep in the mind. The coefficient of first term is denoted by a, which should not be equal to 0. And b is the coefficient of second term, we can say it is the numerical coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. So if any equation is given in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then we say that this is a quadratic equation. Dear students, so quadratic equation we can solve by different ways. So we'll discuss in the second video. So if a quadratic equation is given, then we can solve. That means solving quadratic equation means expressing the given quadratic equation, or we can say equation of second degree, as the product of two linear factors, and then after equating we get the two values. That means there are two roots, or we can say there are two solutions of quadratic equation. So let's take one example, but in the second video we'll discuss in detail. So suppose x squared plus 6x plus 5 is equal to 0. Suppose a quadratic equation is given, that means an equation of second degree is given. So already we have discussed that a quadratic equation is an equation which can be expressed as the product of two linear factors. So in order to solve x square plus 6x plus 5 is 0, at first we have to split, or we have to factorize it. We have to change it into two linear factors. So we can easily factorize it. So we can factorize it by first near last method. So 5 ones are 5, the product is 5. See, if we multiply first number and the last number, that means always we have to multiply the coefficient of x squared, that means and the last number, 5 ones are 5, the product is 5. So according to first into last method, we have to split, or we have to break down the middle number as the sum or difference of the two factors of the product of first and last number. Dear students, so already you know this is very simple one. 5 ones are 5. So we have to now find two factors of 5 whose sum should be equal to 6. So we have to divide by 1, or we can divide by 5. So we can divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any number. So 5 is divisible by 1. So 1, 5 is 5. So the product is 5. So when we multiply first number and last number, the product is 5. Now according to the first into last method, it is also known as splitting method. So the product should be equal to the product of first and last number, and then we have to look at the sign of the product, or simply we can, if the first term is positive, then simply we have to look at the sign of the last term, that is constant. So constant term is positive. So dear students, if the constant term is positive, then we have to break down the coefficient of the middle term by taking the sum of two factors of the product first and last. So already we have found the factors. The factors of 5 are 5 and 1. So dear students, if we take the sum of 5 and 1, then 5 plus 1 we get exactly equal to 6. So let's keep in the mind, at first we have to multiply first and last number. Then we have to look at the sign of the constant. If the sign of the first term is positive, then simply we have to look at the sign of the last term. If the sign is negative in the first, if the coefficient of x square, that means first term is negative, in that case we have to multiply the sign also. And if the product is positive, then we have to break down the middle term by taking the sum of two factors of the product of two numbers. And when the product is negative, then we should break down the coefficient of the middle term by taking the difference of two factors of product of the first and last number. So dear students, already we have factorized, we have got two factors, 5 1 is 5. Now 5 plus 1 we get exactly 6. So x squared plus 6 means 5 plus 1, or we can write 1 plus 5 also. So 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So dear students, now by simple calculation we get two factors of x squared plus 6s plus 5. So we know that we have to just open the bracket, 5 into x, 5x plus 5 is equal to 0. So dear students, let's take now from the first part and the second part. Let's factorize it again, x plus 5. So if we take x common, then the remaining factors will be x and 5, plus if again we take 1 common from x and 5, there is nothing common, so simply we have to take 1, because 1 is the factor of all the numbers, all the terms. X plus 5. So this is we have to keep in the mind while factorizing any trinomial. The second part, or we can say second factor, must be the same. In the first part, the second factor is x plus 5, and in the second part, the second factor is x plus 5. If both the factors are same, that means our factorization is correct. So we get now x plus 5 we take as the common factor, and x plus 1 is also known as the remaining factor. So dear students, now so dear students, we have expressed the given quadratic equation as the product of two linear factors. Now we know that the solution, there are two solutions of quadratic equation. So x plus 5, we have to do either x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the given quadratic equation we have expressed as the product of two linear factors. So supposing x plus 5 is equal to 0. So dear students, if we suppose x plus 5 is equal to 0, then 0 into x plus 1 again will get 0. So x plus 5 we can suppose 0, and by solving this we get x is equal to minus 5. So dear students, this is the first root, or we can say it is the first solution of the given quadratic equation. So if we take value of x is equal to minus 5, then x is equal to minus 5 will exactly satisfy the given quadratic equation x squared plus 6 plus 5. Now the second linear factor of x squared plus 6 plus 5 is x plus 1. So so dear students, x plus 1 is equal to 0 is the second factor. So now if we suppose x plus 1 at 0, then 0 into something we get 0. So x plus 1 is, that means x is equal, we get minus 1. So this is, in this way we have got two solutions, or we can say two roots of the given quadratic equation. The first one is x is equal to minus 5, and the second is equal to x is equal to minus 1. So we can check whether our solution is correct or not just by putting the value of x, first value of x in the given quadratic equation, and again next time putting the value of x is equal to minus 1. So we can do checking also. So x is equal to minus 5 and x is equal to minus 1 satisfy the given quadratic equation. So we can say the two roots of the given quadratic equation is two roots of quadratic equation are x is equal to minus 5 and x is equal to minus 1. So this is, now again in the second video we'll discuss in detail regarding quadratic equation, and then we'll solve some important questions from the examiner's point of view. So before ending this video, let's review what we have studied today. So I hope, so dear students, in the beginning of this video we had studied a very simple trick. The trick was how to find the square of a number ending with 5. So dear students, so I'm going to take just 1 minute before ending this video. So please do not skip the video and watch the video. Okay, so dear students, so what we have done actually, so this is very much applicable and this is very funny also. So if a number ending with 5 is given, suppose a number 25 is given. So how to find the square of 25? The square of 25. So 25 is square. How to find the square of 25? So at first we have to take the square of the first digit. 5 is square is 25, and we have to add 1 in the next digit. That means if we add 1 in the next digit, that means 2 plus 1 3, and 3 is multiplied with 2 again. So 3 to the 6 and 25. So let's again find the square of 35. So at first we have to take the square of first digit, that means 5 always. So we know that square of 5 is 25, 5 is 25. Then in the next digit, that means in 3 we have to add 1. Always we have to add 1. 3 plus 1 4, and 4 is multiplied with 3. 4 3 is 12. So this is a very simple trick. So whenever we have to do fast calculation, especially the number ending with 5, we can easily get the calculation. So no need of using calculator, and we should not totally depend on machine, because if we depend on machine, then our thinking process will be slow. We'll become lazy. So we should not be lazy. So we should not be dependent on machine. So we should not be dependent on for simple calculation in calculator. So this is next we have discussed about quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. So any equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. That means the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 0 is known as quadratic equation. A, B, C are the numbers. They are real numbers. So this means if an equation can be expressed as the product of two linear factors, suppose x plus 1 and x plus 2, an equation is given which can be expressed as the product of two linear factors. Linear factors means a factor in which the highest power of variable is 1. That is called linear factor. So the highest power of variable, that means x is 1. So if the highest power of variable is 1, then it is known as linear factor, or simply we can say linear expression, linear polynomial. So if any equation can be expressed as the product of two linear factors, then the equation is known as quadratic equation. So dear students, I hope you have understood the basic concept of quadratic equation, and again we'll meet in the next video and we'll discuss some important problems and some of the problems which are used in our daily life regarding the quadratic equation. So thanks for watching this video. Bye, have a nice day.